Hey guys, Madness here. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube, but I've been kind of busy with real life doing and acquiring some skills, I guess you can say. I guess I can start providing some stuff later, some clues, some hints. It doesn't really matter. Point is, I'm here back with Fortnite. I've been trying to keep up with my heroes, but I've been really busy with real life work, full-time employment. So, without further ado, let me talk about what I'm going to be bringing to you guys. I am going to be organizing all of my heroes into different configurations for you guys to use. I've been working really hard to make sure I got every single hero to 106. I got a couple left that need work on, but rain doesn't come that often. Point is, I'm working today with Goin Commando, and I've organized a couple of different ways to show you how to maximize your Goin Commando perk. Now, this is Sgt Winter. He has a Goin Commando perk. This is Sgt Ranger Ramires, and she also has a Goin Commando perk. Chromium Ramires also has Goin Commando perk. Diecast Jonesy also has Goin Commando perk. Ted also has Goin Commando perk. Birthday Brigade Ramires also has Goin Commando perk. Commando Spitfire also has Goin Commando perk. And Tactical Assault Sledge Hammer also has Goin Commando. And as you can see, that is not a Goin Commando configuration, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. So now, what I'm going to be showing in this video is going to be a little bit repetitive. You want to think about it this way. These are all the heroes. 98% of the heroes I have Goin Commando organized in here. And there could have been a better way to organize the last one, I guess. But not every hero lends itself for maximizing one perk, and I'll show you why in a second. Some heroes, they are equipped with unique perks that maximize that one perk. Well, not maximize it, but boost it. So it is ideal to power up the one perk if you really like it. Let me give you an example. Sgt Winter, his perk is that as a commander, every 20 shots you fire a snowball that does 57 damage in a radius of 0.5 tiles. When it hits enemies, it does an explosion sort of damage to the husk around it. And it's useful when you're trying to use Goin Commando because, you know, that little extra snowball, extra damage gives you a benefit, especially when you're doing a fire mission. If you're doing a regular mission, water damage doesn't do a lot of good, but when you're doing a fire mission, that water damage can come in real handy. This guy right here, you know, lends itself to being powered up with Goin Commando if you like that ability. Heroes like Sgt Ranger Ramires, where her perk is after reloading, you get weapon damage and fire rate. Incredible perks, fun to use, but they don't lend themselves to power up Goin Commando. Same goes with Chromium Ramires. She has Goin Commando, but her commander perk is reloading faster and regenerating your shield. Again, it's not a perk I would considerably think of boosting Goin Commando on her, so the configuration of Goin Commando might seem a little silly, but again, you might like to play like that. Some people do. For Diecast Jonesy, he has Goin Commando and his damage increased by 50% and is converted to energy, so it makes sense to, you know, boost that energy power with Goin Commando in this guy. With Ted, well, his perk is Goin Commando gives you an extra crit rating, extra crit damage, and every 5 elimination heals you and nearby allies for 97% health. That 97 base health gets multiplied by your survivor score that you have for your health, and it becomes a new healing factor for it. It changes with your level, it changes with the amount of survivors you have equipped, so it's a nice perk to have, especially if you're fighting in a group and you're clearing out encampments. Birthday Brigade Ramires, she gives us an extra 20 seconds of Goin Commando. That is an insane amount of time, especially because, you know, it does make sense to make that one perk better. Clear out encampments easily. They do a lot of damage. Commando Spitfire right here, he also has a cooldown by 66% on Goin Commando, so it makes sense, you know, if you want to boost up Goin Commando, that's actually a good, fun perk to use. We'll be talking about it in a little bit again. And then lastly, I have this one right here that also has Goin Commando, but as you can see here, I have Blast from the Past to give me a boost in health, and I do not have any Goin Commando perks on this guy. Even though Goin Commando is one of his perks as a hero, I don't have any heroes down here that boost it up, and that is because some heroes are better off given a different set of skills than the ability boost, you know. It makes more sense. That's what I was talking about with the other ones. But you could organize this guy into boosting up his Goin Commando as well. And it would seem pretty repetitive as the rest of the heroes, since, you know, certain heroes have certain skills, and that's pretty much it. I'll be talking more in depth into each one of them. I will be doing a little bit of gameplay with them and showing you how each one plays out. Just want to make sure I will be doing timestamps. Hero number 1. Let me take this off and show you again. Sgt Winter, Skull Ranger Ramires, Chromium Ramires, Diecast Jonesy, Ted, Birthday Brigade Ramires, Commando Spitfire, and lastly Tactical Assault Sledge Hammer. I'm going to be going more in depth as to what each character has equipped, and I'm going to be doing timestamps down below if you want to listen to every single one of them along with gameplay. It will be the description of the soldiers, why they were chosen, and their perks down here for the gadgets, why I picked those, in my opinion, why they, you know, are beneficial to use. And I will be doing a little of gameplay as well and showing you where I believe this guy's maximize their potential in type of missions. I believe that Epic created each character for each specific type of mission, and I will be talking about that as well. I will be touching what missions are great for ninjas, what missions are great for construction, what missions are great for outlanders, and what missions are great for soldiers. You can play with whatever one you want. I usually play with outlanders and I love it, but I do like to switch it around. I normally have one of each type: the best ninja, the best outlander, the best constructor, and the best soldier equipped. And then the other 4 slots, I just do whatever kind of hero I want to do on it. Alrighty, so let's start with Sgt Winter. So the reason I chose Sgt Winter as the main hero for this configuration is because his unique perk of the Snowball. It fires 1 every 20 shots and it deals 57 base water damage, making him a great hero to use in one of those fire encampment clear out missions, or even a regular mission where you're fighting fire zombies. I mean, Fire Husk. You can use this guy and do that extra damage, since water does deal full damage against fire, actually does a little bit extra damage. I like to use slow roll because most of the time when I get slaughtered by Husk is because they have surrounded me completely and I'm trying to fight him with something that I don't have abilities left, and sometimes guns are not quick enough to destroy a bunch of little Husk in a high level mission. Slow your roll has saved my life so many times that I just love it. I equip it with Boomstick, Diecast Jonesy, because he gives me a Goin Commando damage increase of 25%. I also threw in Birthday Brigade Ramires because she gives me an extra 5 seconds of firing rate on that Goin Commando, so it gives me a few extra shots in here. As it is, you know, Goin Commando shoots 18 shots per second and lasts 10 seconds, so that means I'll be getting an extra 18 shots per second for 5 seconds. 180 shots is 90 shots. That means I'm getting 270 shots by throwing Birthday Brigade Ramires instead of not, you know what I'm saying? It just makes sense to get an extra 90 shots in there. Then I also threw in Goin Commando, going again, because it reduces the cooldown of Goin Commando. Cooldown is a huge factor in how often you can use your abilities, so I'd recommend throwing it in there if you have it. I threw in Ted in there, Holiday Hero, because he gives me that extra rating of 10% critical chance, basically, and critical damage by 100%. It's a no-brainer. You want to boost your attack the most you can. And then I threw in explosive rounds. Every 6 zombies I kill, they explode and they do 37 base damage in a 1-tile radius. That is a huge boost, especially for clearing out encampments. I threw in slow fields so that you can have more chance to run around and kill Husk while you're in your circle of slowness. And airstrike. When there's a lot of Husk, you know, you can eliminate them with airstrike. Then you can activate your Goin Commando, clear out whatever Husk are left, and if there's still Husk coming after you, throw in your slow field, get away from there, and while your abilities cool down again, you know, you have that slow field slowing down a Husk so you can shoot them and, you know, rack up the damage before they can start moving fast again and come after you. So this is why I decided to make a configuration of Goin Commando with Sgt Winter. It's just one of those things that makes sense, you know, to maximize it and just get the most you can out of that destructive power that Goin Commando can be. Goin Commando is one of the good soldier perks. It's fun. It's similar to Teddy. Okay, so this is Goin Commando. This is Sgt Winter, and he shines in clearing out enemies coming my way. As you can see here, Jonesy, Goin Commando, cleans a little bit. And then I also have left and righty, which I did not power up at all. Grenades. Oh.
Not this time.
Grenades are not the best. Let's see here. See, his health is going down. I can throw in my slow fuel so they stop following me. Then I can throw in my explosives. Oh. Pretty much, I haven't even fired a single gun yet, right? And I'm out of abilities. This is why I don't use soldiers, but Goin Commando clear out a bunch of soldiers. Most of those little husks, these missions are kind of annoying to play for the same reason. You never stop having little husks come out at you. The second hero I decided to stack up with Goin Commando, and only to show you that not just because the hero has a perk, it's a good idea to complement it. School Ranger Ramires, she's fun to use, especially when you're using a gun like the the Pain Train in damage mode or in critical rating mode. They're both fun to use with her. You basically reload your gun, you do more damage, and you shoot out all the bullets before that damage is done. So with guns like that have 50-60 bullets per clip, this hero is actually pretty fun to use. I also gave her slow your roll because I like to get in the middle of combat. I don't mind being hit by husk around as long as I can make an exit when I need it, and that's why I like her shockwave as well. It clears out enough for me to run out, but that's, you know, that could be another configuration. Anyways, I threw in Snowing Commando Sgt Winter because of his ability with the snowball. Again, it's a boost to that Goin Commando perk that we're trying to get the most out of. I threw in Diecast Jonesy in as well because he gives you that extra 25% damage. We went to the Spitfire again because he gives us a cooldown of 30% when you equip him in your support. Ain't done yet with Birthday Brigade Ramires because she gives us that extra 5 seconds Goin Commando duration. Again, that was an extra 90 shots when you factor that in. So an extra 90 shots of firing, that's a full clip of my hacksaw. I'll take it any day. And then Goin Commando gives us that extra crit rating by 10% and crit damage by 100%. Well, it says crit rating by 10. This game is a little funky. It used to be that everything piled up and you had an immense attack. Now the crit rating by 10 is not 10% per se. It's just 10 points added up to the current critical rating that you have. And it can only add up to 100 with the factor, I think it's 0.9 or something crazy like that, where you cannot get 100% boost no matter what you do. The more you stack, the less it adds. You can take the time and figure out exactly how it works. I've done that with the damage and it's a pain in the butt. Just trust that, you know, Fortnite is giving you clear descriptions of what they do. Most of the time everything works. Sometimes stuff doesn't work, but in this case it does. I threw in slow field to slow down the husk and stationary hover turret again. These are two that you can use in combination to help you while you're waiting for the cooldown of your Goin Commando to refresh, or your shockwave, or your frag grenade. Gadgets are something that, you know, they can be quite handy. I normally, instead of low fuel, I run with adrenaline rush, but for heroes like this where I'm going to be clearing out waves quickly, slow field and stationary hover turret or airstrike are my two choices, especially.
Got you something.
Whew. Okay, so playing with the soldier requires a little more work, just because your abilities are a little more dependent on being closer than you would like to be. With Outlanders, you focus on running away and attacking from a distance. With soldiers, unless you want to be shooting from a distance, you kind of have to get a little closer. While it's true their abilities do reach kind of far, their explosives don't. Their attacks are closer up, kind of like ninja base, but they don't give you as much momentum as ninjas have. Ninjas have more of an ability to run away when needed. Hero number 3 that we have in the configuration for Goin Commando is going to be Chromium Ramires. Again, she's not a hero that I would highly recommend doing into Goin Commando, just because, you know, her commander perk is a reload and a shield base, so you're not really maximizing Goin Commando at this point. You are throwing in Goin Commando as support more than anything on this hero. With soldiers, again, I like to use slow your roll because I don't like to be surrounded by Husk. I don't really have a fast way of getting away from Husk with the soldier like I do with an Outlander or Ninja, so I do enjoy using slow your roll a lot. I threw in Snowing Commando as well with Sgt Winter, again, for his snowball. Every 20 shots, you shoot one, 19 base damage, you know, multiply by your level, your power, and boom, that's a, you know, that's a big boost. That's like throwing a grenade but a couple of 20 shots. If you're shooting 180 times, you're shooting 9 of those big balls right there, right? Then I threw in Diecast Jonesy for his extra 25% damage. I threw in Ted for his extra 10 points in crit rating and extra crit damage by 100%. Again, it's a no-brainer. If you're going to be using Goin Commando and you're configuring for Goin Commando, it's not a bad bet, especially if you got it for the winter. Increasing Goin Commando duration by 5 seconds. Again, we bring in Brigade Ramires. That's extra 5 seconds. Again, it's 90 shots, so I'll take them. And then I threw in Spitfire, so he can give us an extra cooldown to make sure that we do get, you know, more of those Goin Commando active. So when we're doing encampment missions, we can get it going and going and going, activated again and again and again, because that ability is something that is going to save us a lot of bullets, and the heroes already come with this. So why not take advantage of something like this and just clear out encampments quickly without having to waste your own guns and ammo? Again, I threw in Slow Field and Stationary Halberd Turret because those two together can give you a fighting chance in the cooldown of your Goin Commando. You use Goin Commando and then you throw in Slow Field when you run out of Goin Commando. When Slow Field runs out, if your Goin Commando came back up, shoot it again. Then throw in a drone so that you can wait for your cooldown to come back again, and then Goin Commando and then the last drone, and then maybe your Slow Field is back by the time the last drone dies. It's just one of those things where this game can just keep circling back and forth until you're done with it. It's just a matter of, you know, boosting your abilities so they can do more damage, especially with the new boost that Epic decided to do recently, where abilities do more damage now. They are actually in good with 130, 140 missions and Twine Peaks. Chromium Ramires is one of those heroes that makes more sense to equip with something else other than Goin Commando. She is more of a reload hero. Gives me back my shield a little bit if I reload my weapon. Let me show you a little bit. So my shield's running out. Again, I can use Goin Commando because it's fully souped up and I can clean out a bunch of little guys, especially with the explosive perk on it. Considering that this is a fire mission, it's doing quick work of it. But this one's more a reload hero. It's someone that if I reload, I get some of my shield back if I'm not getting hit. Where is she? There we go. On an empty magazine. This is just not one of those heroes that, you know, you see yourself using for Goin Commando. Goin Commando is a perk we have active for the reason that it just cleans out Husk. And yes, I'm a little OP because I'm at 131 myself, but my heroes are, for the most part, at 106s. My guns are 130, so they're OP for this level. And then Epic tends to curve your level for the level you're playing. They never really let you be truly OP. While it's true that you do have more health and more shield and more attack than you would normally do if you were exactly at the level you need to be, you're never 131 on Stonewood. You're never 131 in Plankerton. You're never 131 on Canny Valley. And you're only 131 in Twine Peaks when you get to the higher end level missions. Husk, get help. Alrighty, for this guy right here, 4th hero in the configuration of the 8 I'm bringing in today is Diecast Jonesy. His special ability is Boomstick. So it gives us Goin Commando increases by 50% damage, and it changes the type to energy. Now this is something that I like because energy damage, it's more handy than elemental damage like with Sgt Winter. So let me show you what I've done with this guy, how I like to run Goin Commando with him. I like to use Zap, right? Zap has your back, dealing 105 base energy damage to random enemies every 6 seconds. So we're getting that extra damage from that little guy shooting, that is energy, right? So we got 2 energy damages now. And we're complementing, we increased ability damage by 15.5% with the space. Azalea Clark. Can't remember her name. Clark. She must be Superman's girl. Anyways. Her perk allows us to do 15.5% energy damage. So by throwing her in there, we're boosting that boomstick damage that this guy has. Then we have Plasmark. Energy damage has a 20% chance to zap nearby enemies for 58% of damage dealt. That is huge because this and this both have energy damage now. So you get an extra chance to do damage to Husk as you're just normally playing the game. Then we threw in Sgt Winter because of course we want that extra 19 base water damage. Then first cup of the day, which is Ted, critical rating and critical damage, increasing it again because why not? And then Birthday Brigade to increase the duration of Goin Commando by 5 seconds, again an extra 90 shots. So with this guy, I'm not maximizing Goin Commando per se, but I am trying to maximize the damage I can output with the text that I have. This too will boost this and this, not just Goin Commando. I believe this is an ability as well, but I'm not 100% sure. Then we have Slow Field and Stationary Herbert. Turret the drone. Again, this is something that I enjoy using Goin Commando, then throwing my Slow Field when the Husks come after me, and then if the Slow Field runs out, throw in that guy right there, try to save those guys for as much as I can. They got my back when I'm reloading weapons or waiting for ability cooldowns to happen. I do love using this too in combination for quick fights. If I'm doing a long mission and I'm by myself, again, I will, instead of Slow Field, I will use Adrenaline Rush because that will save my life more than once. Again, it's something you can do if you want to. Something that I like to do. This is how I like to run Diecast Jonesy when I'm trying to use my Goin Commando and nothing else. Although I do like Warcry, but Goin Commando is pretty fun to use, to be honest. Diecast Jonesy is one of those that makes sense to make it into a Goin Commando power-up hero. Most of his main commander perk concentrates on Goin Commando. Oh, and this is horrible because I got Water Husk this time. Anyways, it's the same thing. We're Goin Commando. Still cleans up pretty nicely with the extra. Oh no! What a waste. I'll clean you guys up. Oh, then Kevin's back to sleep. This is not even then Kevin. Holy cow. You want to fight a lot of zombies? Come to this level, bro. There we go. Oh, same spot. That pretty much killed all those. I'm waiting for my booster to make it back alone. Shoot him, dude. Shoot him. Shoot him, Sab. Shoot him. I got 17 more seconds before my Goin Commando comes back. So if you want to play without using your guns and levels like this, it's possible. I mean, you don't get that many enemies. I've killed 109 enemies, and I haven't used my guns that often in here. It's been mostly abilities used with soldiers. They do have powerful abilities, especially something like this, where, you know, you can pretty much clear zombies following you with one wave of your attack, and then just, you know, have the rest of those zombies follow you, blow them up, put out your drone, and then run. They all have to come up this way. See? It is possible to eliminate, reload, shoot back, throw a grenade, shoot back, war cry, reload again, get in the circle of slowness. See, I already cleaned out the whole thing with just the given thing that I... Oh, bees, no, I'm dead. I'm dead. Yeah. Anyways, point is, he's fun to use. His added boost on Goin Commando does make a big difference. His extra damage that he has on it. Another configuration that I'm bringing today with Goin Commando is Ted. This hero is unique. Came out this year for the winter. And this pretty much his commander perk is while Goin Commando is active, increase critical rating by 10 and critical damage by 100%. In addition, eliminating 5 enemies heals you and nearby allies for 97 base health. That base health gets multiplied by your multiplier points that you have as your in your survivor squad. Let me see. As you can see right here, I have 993 in EMT squad, and I have another 993 in my training team. That gets multiplied by that, and that decides what the factor of healing is. But anyways, pretty sure you guys know that. Then I give this guy the perk of Underdog. Increases healing received by 2.5% for each nearby enemy. I'm complementing his skill here of healing. That comes in huge, especially when you're playing in campaign missions, you're by yourself and you're just trying to survive and stuff. This is healing you as it is. You're adding an extra healing factor in there. It's increasing your survivability. Then I threw in Sgt Winter for his snowball every 20 shots. Again, comes in real handy, especially in fire missions. Increases Goin Commando damage by 25% with Diecast Jonesy. Then Birthday Brigade increases duration by 5 seconds. Spitfire gives me the cooldown of 30% reduce, so I can activate my Goin Commando faster. Then I threw in explosive rounds with this guy, so that every single 6 enemies I kill, there's an explosion doing damage. Every 20 shots, there's an explosion going on doing damage. I'm doing extra damage. I'm lasting longer with my damage. I'm getting a cooldown so I can activate it faster. I got my slow fuel in case I get in a pickle and I have to run out, because I do not have slow your roll on this one. So for this guy, it would be one of those must-have on. So it's one of those things where, you know, this is my configuration with Ted, just because I'm taking advantage of his healing. I'm taking advantage of his Goin Commando. And this guy's kind of fun to use. I mean, he looked kind of fun. I don't know if any of you have seen him personally, but let me see. This is the Lazy Dad Winter Soldier. He's actually pretty cool looking, pretty fun. I wish I could be like that guy, but then I would, you know, probably fall off the roof or something if I were him. So yeah, that's how I would organize this guy if you know, if I play around with soldiers too much. But if you're trying to organize something and you want the most fun soldier you can use, this guy's a pretty fun one to use for his safe healing factor, actually. You could even equip down here, instead of explosive rounds, the healing Jonesy, and you could even have more healing going on and just chill with this guy. You don't even have to sweat it out. Let's see if I survive. Where are the enemies? Oh.
Bonus challenge success. Good job, team.
No, don't wake up, don't wake up, don't wake up. Stupid beast. Whew. Damn. I'm having one of those days where I don't really want to be fighting, but it's part of showing what this hero can do, kind of, I guess. It doesn't matter what gun I use to shoot zombies, because his abilities are heavily focused on Goin Commando, which does a pretty nice job of clearing out Husk. It's just this missions have a ton of zombies coming out, I guess. I've been messing around this whole time. Wasn't really intending on completing the mission. I've already eliminated like 266 husk. I think you only have to kill like 200 to do this mission. So technically speaking. Alrighty, another one I have is number 6 would be Bday Brigade Ramires. She's one of those heroes that, you know, it can go well either way. Her Goin Commando extends by 20 seconds. So we have a 30-second Goin Commando hero here. That is huge. Initially it's 10 seconds. She's giving you twice that. So she's increasing you by, what is it? 200% of the time? 300% of the time you can shoot Goin Commando for. It's crazy. So anyways, I have slow your roll for her because I want to be able to get out pickles if I get surrounded by those little guys. I got Goin Commando, Snowing Commando with Sgt Winter, so he can do the 20-shot snowball launcher damage, which with this girl, you know, she's lasting an extra 20 seconds if she shoots for that much. No, I think she runs out of bullets. I've run out of bullets with Goin Commando before, and I still have the gun out and I can't shoot. Let's assume that you can only shoot 180 shots. She's a waste. If Epic fix that and they change it where 20 extra seconds give you an extra 360 bullets for a grand total of 540, I believe, it's worth it. Especially with all this boost. I'm increasing her damage by 25%. I'm increasing her critical damage, critical rating. I am decreasing her cooldown for Goin Commando, and I'm giving her the explosive rounds. We could do other stuff with Goin Commando, but this is how I like to use her. Gives me that diversity of actions. Since I have slow your roll over here, I equip airstrike with her here. This is one of those heroes that I can do maximum carnage with my ability and my 2 gadgets. I can do my airstrike and eliminate most of the zombies. Then I can do my Goin Commando, eliminate mist monsters, and if needed I can throw out stationary hovers while my Goin Commando cools off or my airstrike cools off. And it's just a hero that can just keep you in the action, going and going and going again. Just throw in a couple campfires on the ground so you don't get killed by bees, because bees are probably the biggest factor in this game. They do so much damage, and the easy way to counter bees is throw in a bunch of gas traps where you're fighting. But then again, you're wasting your gas traps on little bees that are hurting you. So when it glitches out, having the adrenaline rush is the only way to get rid of that bee tick. But then again, it's not that big of a deal. You can always heal yourself up or die and then come back if you have teammates to revive you. If not, then, well, you know, just keep running until that goes away. Eventually it does go away, the ticking. It takes a while, but it does go away. Okay guys, I think it's getting pretty boring for you guys to be watching play of the same thing, so let's just use the one we came in to demonstrate. It's supposed to last an extra 20 seconds. I don't even think I'm gonna... Oh, I shot 20 seconds. I was so surrounded by them that I don't even feel like it helped me. Oh, whoa, 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 wrong button. I died. Well, that's what happens when you switch heroes around so much that you can't even... Oh shit, I'm stuck. I'm stuck, I'm frozen. This has been happening a lot where my game freezes for some reason. I don't know about you guys, but it's been happening a lot more recently. Where am I now? I don't even know where I went. Help me! Help! I'm stuck! Okay guys, the way I would use her in combat is I would activate my war cry to give me the power boost. Then, when the zombies are coming at me, I would activate my Goin Commando. Which, remember, I have a 20 extra seconds with her equipped. That's my main hero. And I would just stay calm and clear whatever comes my way when I run out. Nope. Blast enemies with my fist on the ground, as I like to call it. Oh. If they're persistent and they follow you, you can throw out your drone, your strike if you have it. And that'll take care of followers so you can get away. Put some safe distance between you and the husk. allow your Going Commando to come back. Remember, most missions where you get to fight, you can fight a whole wave and then run away and, you know, avoid them for a little bit, build another horde, and then turn around and unload on them. Especially when you're doing an unlimited collect mission like this one. I love doing this kind of missions when I'm testing a hero out because I get non-ending waves of husk most of the time. Especially if you stay still somewhere or you go close to where encampments are at. They put encampments around here almost everywhere, usually. My game's freezing again, so this might be a short demonstration of it. But point is that's how I would recommend using it. Like up right about now, you know, you can pop in your... Oh, wrong attack. And then as soon as my Going Commando becomes active, energy-wise, pop it in and eliminate the row of zombies coming in your way. Oh yeah, so satisfying. And then back to your gun, your drone, and time to run away. Reload. If there's too many coming after you, airstrike, run away, turn around, shoot the stranglers. Then reload if you have to. And if you had any left, because for some reason that wasn't enough to clear it out, then you can go activate your powers again and smash them all. Like I said before, a Going Commando hero properly built, it's actually pretty good, and you don't even have to shoot your guns that much. I run with 130s now, a few of them that I do craft. I'm trying to keep everything. I was trying to keep everything at 106 before the update. With this update, it's definitely worth going to 130s, but mostly your heroes and your level. Guns are something that always help, but they're limited by your heroes and by your level by itself. So it's always better just to level up the better things and then just catch up on the things that you want to have later on, like nice weapons. I did weapons first, 2 weapons, and that's pretty much all I used till I got to 20 peaks, the end, till I started leveling up my heroes, and then I got back and started leveling up weapons again. Okay, for configuration number 7 of Going Commando, I have Spitfire here, and I'm showing you how to do Spitfire configuration because he has a unique skill where it reduces your cooldown for Going Commando by 66%. That is a huge cooldown factor that I wish Outlanders had on their teddies and stuff. That would give us like a 10-second teddy, right? 20-second teddy. I have slow your roll here so that whenever we surrounded by little husk, little tiny little things while we're using Going Commando and you can't run fast or nothing, slow your roll will freeze them around you so you can get away from there. I threw in Snowing Commando again because he shoots that snowball every 20 shots, so it's an extra damage booster, so why not? I threw in Birthday Brigade again for the 5-second duration of Going Commando increase. Threw in Ted for his increased rating and his increased critical damage. I threw in Diecast Jonesy for his Going Commando damage increase. And I also did throw in explosive rounds so that every 6 shots, every 6 enemies I kill, there's an explosion. I know I'm killing zombies and I'm also doing damage. It's a nice perk to add on, especially if you have a hero that does massive amounts of damage and you're there to kill massive amounts of husk. I threw in airstrike because I have slow your roll up there equipped as my team perks. So airstrike and stationary hover allow me to do the most amount of carnage in between cooldowns from my Going Commando. Of course, you also have Shockwave and Frag Grenade. Shockwave is great for getting out of tangles, but that's something that, you know, we can talk a little more in the next video. Another reason why I like Spitfire is just because anytime you cool down an ability and you get to use the ability over and over again, you're saving yourself bullets, you're saving yourself the materials that it takes to craft a gun, and you're having fun with the natural given abilities of the heroes of the way Epic intended it to be. Lately, they've been boosting soldiers, ninjas, and constructors, and they've been kind of pushing Outlanders to the dust. They've been kind of stepping on Outlanders, taking their abilities away, making them crappy so that people stop using them. I see the value of that. I love using other heroes, but I'm going to stick with Outlanders, and I wish Epic would stop messing with them to make them less playable. People keep complaining about Outlanders being OP, and honestly, all other classes are OP compared to Outlanders. Outlanders are just fun to use because they're beginners. Beginner playable characters, I guess you can say. They have the most survivability just because they are what they are. But, you know, stop pushing them down and let them shine like you do with all these great soldiers. I mean, we don't have great abilities with Outlanders the way they do with soldiers, ninjas, and constructors. Constructors can last on a mission without any help because of their abilities. Soldiers the same. Outlanders are pretty cool, but, you know, they do lose a lot of that momentum they had. Anyways, this is not about Outlanders. This is more about soldiers. Last configuration coming up. Okay, guys, pretty much.
We've got updated objectives. We've got creepers husking all over the place, but keep
Sorry,
an
I
eye
thought
out
she
for
was done
encampments.
talking. She's like my daughter. She talks when I'm talking, right? This one, it's a Goin Commando hero. Again, I would probably change Goin Commando duration by 5 seconds into something more useful. As we saw in Birthday Brigade, pretty much what you see is what you get. You don't really get a boost in timing because you get a limited amount of bullets. Which is kind of dumb. You pretty much get the bullets you shoot and then that's it. It's not like you get more bullets for having an added time. So having an extended time in your Goin Commando, it's kind of pointless. Eliminate the close ones. If any of them survive that and they were still close to you, then you can go ahead and activate this one while your Goin Commando comes back and then unload on them again. And this is how soldiers clear waves. Trust me, it's a little harder to do than if I was an Outlander. It would take me longer to do it with an Outlander. Oh, I missed. There we go. Thank you. Uh-oh. Ah! Whoa! This is why I love playing collect missions. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, I missed that one. Horribly bad. There we go. Oh. What the? What? Did you see that? That thing just exploded. Okay, whatever. Well, anyways, this is, you know, the hero I prefer because my Goin Commando comes back so quickly. Oh, ooh, I hear something. What was that? Ooh. Hi, ugly. I heard you. Uh-oh. Oh no, oh no. I got myself into a place I shouldn't have. Yep. Oh. I just wanted to kill this screamer. Ooh, whack, whack, whack. Anyway. There you go, guys. Have it. Soldiers. They're so much fun to do. Those acid pools are hard to avoid. I honestly never have people join when I'm doing a collect mission, eliminate and collect. I don't think people like doing them because you have to kill so many husks. But again, if you equip a hero like a soldier or a ninja and use their abilities efficiently with your techs and avoid beasts efficiently, say if you use your abilities efficiently as a soldier, you can survive anything. It's just a matter of staying calm and running around, escaping from the zombies. When you get careless like I do, and you think you can face whatever you want just because you forget you're not an Outlander, you'll get surrounded, especially by bees. Those hurt the most. But, you know, if you stay calm, there's no reason why you can't clear with mostly just your abilities, especially someone like this that hits a cooldown. I would replace the 5-second extension to Goin Commando for something more useful like weapon damage or maybe my shockwave boost. There's shockwave is actually one of the other good abilities from soldiers that I enjoy using a lot. Shockwave and Goin Commando are pretty much the only two things I really enjoy from soldiers. From ninjas, I enjoy the most Dragon Slash, but you know. Oh crap, I'm dead. I'm dead. Point is, I'm not trying to finish the mission. Point is, see, it's there's survivability in soldiers, you know. Okay guys, instead of showing you some gameplay of Tactical Assault Sledge Hammer this time, because he's mostly a gunplay hero that I enjoy using for gunplay, I'm going to talk a little bit out here, closing it up, about which heroes I would avoid using as commander. I would avoid using Birthday Brigade Ramires as commander, just because your Goin Commando seems to be limited by the amount of bullets it has rather than by the time on it. So in her, you're wasting a perk that you could be using somewhere else. I would also avoid using her if you intend on using your Goin Commando as fast as you can. I would avoid using her in any other combinations, like on this one, ain't done yet. Over here, ain't done yet. And over here, ain't done yet. And I would probably try to organize somebody else more useful in there. I installed in all these builds for you guys to see, because this was important to show you all the different Goin Commando setups you could have. And pretty much, you know, they do recycle the same heroes, because the amount of heroes given to each perk is limited, as where before all these perks were in each hero. Basically, whenever you pull a hero out, you had 10 perks, like I said before, instead of 7. But anyways, if you come take a look over here, instead of using Spitfire with ain't done yet, I replaced Short Fuse, which gives me, when your shield depletes, it resets Shockwave cooldown. It occurs every 20 seconds. So if you start a match and you throw out Shockwave with Doppler effect, oh, I also replace every 6 kills you get an explosion. Who needs that? Anyways, I replace them and you get a 24% cooldown. So if you use Shockwave at the beginning of combat, your Shockwave has time to reset. You can activate your Goin Commando, shoot your Goin Commando out, and if by that time your shield is broken, that might be 20 seconds for you to be able to activate Doppler effect, have the shield break on you, and then activate it again, your shockwave. So you might be able to get 3-4 shockwaves in the time you get one Goin Commando. So this way you're maximizing 2 of your hero effects with just switching out 2 different heroes. One that was technically useless, and another one that, you know, gave you a little bit of a area damage effect, but you are getting an extra ability damage, which if you're in the middle of a crowd, Shockwave actually cleans out pretty nicely. So I hope that made up for the bonus of not showing you gameplay with this guy. I promise you it will come another time. I will be having a series of combat ready troops. I'm going to be demonstrating with different heroes how to set them up for combat, sword fight, hardware fight, all kinds of combats. And I'm going to show you how each class of hero can be set up in such methods. Anyways, I hope that makes up for it. I hope you take that into account, not to use her unless you intend on using Goin Commando and taking breaks from shooting in between. I don't play like that. I don't know anybody else that plays like that. Usually when you activate Goin Commando, it's because you're Goin Commando and you're just shooting until you're done. I hope this helped you guys, you know, at least know what you're trying to look for. If you're going for a Goin Commando hero, what heroes you're trying to target and trying to achieve out of the book. After the snow event is all gone, right now they're doing the hydraulic stuff that just came back to the store, the bow. Next, if I'm not mistaken, comes a New Year Eve. So if you don't have Wukong, he might be coming back to the store. He might be a reward for a mission that we might be doing for New Year's event or a New Year's quest. I just know that it's coming up soon, and then after the New Year's event we get the military set again. We might be getting a new set, or we might just be getting new weapons added to it, which is cool either way. I enjoy the game as it is. I've been working hard to complete my collection book. Damn book is not even at 300 yet. They recently, with one of the updates, they removed for some reason the crystal weapons, which it sucks because I had already started to put some crystal weapons in there. I don't know if people were doing that and people realized, but you know, I guess they're not gonna let you put your crystal weapons there no more, which is fine. Well, I will see you guys on the next one. I will be going over different builds for different abilities. Hopefully something else in the future will pop up that pikes your interest. Or if you got troops organized somewhere and you're trying to figure out a way, if you leave it on the comments, I will try to organize them that way. I have every hero in the game to 106 now, except for a few soldiers that are kind of useless in my opinion. But, you know, everybody's going to get there eventually. I'm not a heavy gamer. I've been busy with life, full-time parent, job, and learning a couple new things. I took series of courses on chef pastries and baking, so I will be bringing some videos of that too later on. I'm going to show you guys how to make easy pies and all that kind of stuff, all the good stuff. I just made some cinnamon rolls made with croissant butter, batter and dough, and oh my god, they were delicious, man. I will do an update on it. I will do a video on it if I can. I have to get my editing skills up, but I can't even talk about it. I have to go get one now, guys. It's delicious. Anyways, I hope this helped you guys. If you guys want to do a Goin Commando and you don't know which way to put it on, which one to use as your main, again, I would just avoid using Birthday Brigade at all costs as your commander, just because her perk is kind of useless as is. If you got a boost and how many bullets you could shoot, then by all means use her, but as is, it doesn't feel like she gets more bullets by the number of snowballs I launched when I was playing with her and other heroes. So yeah, keep an eye out for the next hero setup videos. If you guys haven't, please subscribe and like if you like the content. I will bring in more. Hopefully I will get over my shyness and plug in my camera so that you guys can see my face, but